6'7" build gets me accused of cheating every single day. You see, 2K26 right now is an absolute witch hunt, with Zen accusations getting thrown around left and right. People think that anyone who's good at the game just has to be cheating. Well, that's not always the case. The reason I'm calling this build the cheater build is because with this build, I'm able to shoot any and everything, just like a cheater. No dipping all my catch and shoot shots. I end games unbelievably fast. The thing about 2K26 is that you don't have to cheat in order to be good. This game has no RNG and a pure green window. This is probably the easiest 2K ever to shoot on. And that's why I made this build. And I made a ton of different variations of this build so that you guys will be able to make one for yourself. We're almost at 900,000 subscribers. To get closer, let's play this up game. You must subscribe if you're wearing any black clothing right now. You must subscribe if you have a cat. You must subscribe if you drank soda today. And you must subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Before I show you guys how to create the build, I want to show you guys this build in action. Now, to start things off, we're pulling up on a 47 game win streak. Now, you guys can see I'm a black plate. This is my first game ever on this build. So the badges aren't even maxed, and we're playing the #1 player in the world. The #1 crew, #1 player, Day, not Drake, Legend 5. He's cheating. This is gonna be a tough one. You guys can see my stats. They're all zeros. I've never played a game on this build. We start off down 17-0. So now we're in a tough spot. We gotta come back. I hit him with a little no dip 3, top of the key to get things started. It's 17-5. I'm dancing. They're playing pretty high on me. He's playing pretty good defense, but I do get the 3 off. Open shot right there. Now we're up 17-10. Hit him with a little D-book snatch into the midi fade, and all of a sudden it's almost a tie game. I have heat check, no dip, left corner, or not left corner, left wing. 17-17 tie game. 19-17. We need 1 bucket to beat this 47 game win streak as I get it to go, and we beat the #1 player in the world for 47,000 VC, first game ever on this build. That's just how crazy this build is. But look, I called this dude the very next day on an 81 game win streak. Now he fell to #2 rep worldwide, whatever. He swapped 1 spot. He's playing with #12 worldwide. This is a crazy team. And you guys can see already 1 day later, I'm a purple plate. Right there, purple plate, 74% from 3. Also, I've already posted these games. You guys might have seen these on my channel. If you guys want to go watch it, I posted like 2-3 weeks ago. First games with this build against, you know, the top reps. You guys can watch that full video if you want to see more gameplay. But I had to show you because this build is just that crazy. I've broken so many streaks with this build. We got an early stop here on Day, not Drake. Now it's time to go to work. Hit him with a snatch, hit him with a quick peek, middle, top of the key to go up 8-2. Now this is an 81 game win streak. That's a lot of VC. Look at me hitting the contested shot. Oh my God, 7%. I'm just pulling anything. Now I got D-bomber, heat check. I don't like it. Got him jumping. I'm being patient. Gotta be patient here. Hit him with a couple moves. Paul George into the quick stop. Oh my God, he cannot guard me. This build is so crazy. And then we hit the slip. 4 game for 81,000 VC. And again, this is just like the first few days on this build. This is just how crazy it goes. And again, one reason I really like this build is because I can end games so fast, like when I'm just rep grinding. So if you guys want to make a version of this build, I highly recommend it. But look at this guy. He's shooting 96.4% from 3. People accuse me of cheating. I shoot like 76, 77. You could tell how I'm playing. I'm not cheating, right? This guy's cheating, bro. 96% from 3 is literally insane. Right here, hit him with a snatch back. Get him crabbed and 1. Oh my God, he knocked me onto the ground. Got the bucket to go. But yeah, this build shooting, if you cannot tell, is literally insane. And the other thing that's really good about this build is its defense. You're not really seeing me play too much defense in these clips because a lot of the time it's just so, oh my God. Hold up. Yo, where is he going? Oh my God, he went all the way over to the left wing. This build is crazy. But yeah, I don't play too much defense because this build offensively is just that crazy that I really never give up the ball. We got D-bomber pulling from 32 feet. Oh my God, again, this guy shoots 96.5% from 3, by the way. We cannot forget that right there. I did not mean to shoot that, but they get the ball. So now let's see if I can play some defense, bumping him high here, reaching. The slip is open and I get the steal, almost tipping it. I don't know how I did that in his face right here. Bump in the center. Magic's trying to go out to the guard and I get the lane steal. I'm everywhere on this build. I'm telling you, the perimeter D, the steal is crazy. No dip left wing, 19-19 against an absolute cheater. We need 1 bucket to break another win streak with this 6-7 cheater build. And of course, we got it. We got another streak breaker. By the way, I posted a 1 hour long video of me breaking streaks. It's my last video. So if you want to see an hour of this, I just posted that. But look at this, 18 points, 7 for 10. This build is insane. And now it is officially time to show you guys how I made my 20 cap breaker version of this build and how you guys can make other versions too if you have less cap breakers. Okay, so once again, I'm gonna start off with my version of this build. There's gonna be like 4 different versions that I show. So depending on how many cap breakers you have, if you wanna make a build like this, you will have an option to choose from. So to start off, we're gonna be going 6'7". Now, when I was making this build, I was looking at a few heights, 6'6", 6'7", and 6'8", as you know, I gotta be a shooting guard to be 6'8", but 6'8". As we know, I'd probably say the best universal height on this game for, you know, a 1 through 5 build is probably 6'8", just because it can really do everything. But if you go 6'8", you're not gonna get the insane defensive stats that you get when you go shorter at 6'6" or 6'7", and you're also gonna get worse shooting stats. So I decided to go 6'7". You guys can go point guard or shooting guard. It's up to you. I went with point guard. For the weight, you're gonna wanna put this all the way down to 180 so that we can be as quick as possible. And then for the wingspan, we're going 6'8". You could go 6'7" minimum, but then you wouldn't get the 91 steal. Again, I wanna have insane defense. 91 steal is for gold glove. Let's start off with the craziest part of this build. As you guys know, it's now February when I'm recording this. Maybe you're watching this in March, April, May, whatever. But cap breakers break the game. That's the most important part when it comes to making builds. And on this build in particular, where I got glitchy with the cap breakers is going to be the ball handle and the speed of ball. So if you go 73 ball handle and then you go 74 speed of ball, of course, those are not going to be the final stats, but I'm going to be putting 5 cap breakers on ball handle. This will get me to an 85 ball handle, and then 2 on speed of ball gets you to an 80 speed of ball. So that's going to be 7 of our first 20 cap breakers. I do have like 21 cap breakers now, but when I made this, I had 20. So our dribbling is going to be elite. That's where you're going to get like the most bang for your buck in terms of cap breakers, is going to be on your ball handle and your speed of ball. Trust me, I tested everything. Now, for our 3-pointer, a lot of people say just stop at 89 because that's where silver limitless is. You guys see down there going from bronze to silver. But if you go 93-pointer, you get the deep bomber takeover ability. And I think that's very important. That's the takeover ability that I run every single game. Some people use hydration hero. Some people use sharp take. They go for ankle breakers. But I like using deep bomber, especially with how I play, no dipping threes and just ending games mad quick. It just allows you to open up the court even more and shoot from the parking lot. And then to get even more shooting badges. And honestly, I just take a lot of middies. We're going to be getting a 96 mid-range, which is crazy because we're going to have all of these badges on legend once you boost them with your badge perks. And as you guys see down there, shifty shooter at 96 goes to Hall of Fame. Set shot at 95 goes to Hall of Fame. Deadeye is going to be on gold, I believe. And that's before we even touch the badge perks. I'll show you guys everything at the end, like the animations, the specialization, the badge perks, everything you need to know. Next up, we have our defense. Now, I said before, the main parts of this build is the shooting and the defense. I'm going to be shooting crazy. I'm shooting anywhere. I'm shooting from the parking lot. This build is crazy at shooting. But if we do give up the ball, this build is basically a 2-way build. It's a lockdown low key because we're going to go 92 perimeter in the builder, but I'm going to put 5 cap breakers on my perimeter. So I'm going to have a 97 perimeter, giving me pretty much all Hall of Fame, some legend defensive badges. This is a crazy 3-and-D build. And again, with our cap breakers on playmaking, we're going to be able to dribble like any guard in the game. So we're gonna have a 97 perimeter with 5 cap breakers. And then for our steal, this is why we went 6'7", so that we can get a 91 steal. I get crazy lane steals, blitzes, everything with this build. Then we got to get our block up. We're going to be going with a 74 on the block. And then we need to get our 60 interior, which gives us bronze paint patroller. Next up, we have our physicals. And anyone that's good at this game will tell you that you need to have very high speed and agility, especially if you're going to be playing a lot of any court really, you need high speed and agility. But if you're more of a beginner, if you don't have a lot of cap breakers, you're probably going to want to go lower. But don't worry, because the other versions of this build that I made, I still found a way to get high speed and agility, which for this play style where you're kind of dexing, you know, no dipping threes and stuff, you need high speed. And then again, because we have crazy defense, you also are going to want very high agility. So on my build, I go 90 speed and I go 89 agility. We're going to go 1 cap breaker on speed for a 91 speed and then 2 on agility. So we're going to have 91 of both, 91 speed, 91 agility. We're going to keep our strength at 57. That's probably one of the most useless stats in the builder. Of course, if you're going to be like a big man, or I don't know, maybe you like strong handling some people as a dribbler, but I think it's probably one of the most useless stats. We're gonna ignore strength for now. Then we're gonna go on to our vertical. Now, vertical, if you're a comp player, you know this is one of the most important stats, especially if you play twos. Like if you have a 6'8" build, I'm sure you already know about this. Rebounding matters. Being able to switch and guard anybody matters a lot. And I'm gonna go 83 vertical for Hall of Fame Pogo, but honestly, mainly, this is for the animations. This is for jumping for rebounds. This is gonna help so much. And on pretty much all the builds I make, like 6'6s, 6'7s, 6'8s, I love to get rebound. Even if it's more of a guard build, rebound's pretty cheap anyways, especially on guards. So we're gonna be going 70 on the D board, and then O board is gonna be a 46. Usually I like to get O board and D board, but the main, play style for this build is to play with an inside center, which I probably should have mentioned more earlier. This build plays best, it's not close, with an inside center. So we're never gonna be really in the paint. We're never really gonna be dunking much unless it's just wide open. Then obviously we're gonna make that, but we're never gonna be in the paint. So our inside center with 99 rebound or whatever, 96, is going to be the one getting the O boards, and then we have D boards to help out on defense in case we got to switch onto the center, whatever. I always like to get a lot of pass accuracy on my builds, but again, since I'm shooting everything on this build, I'm playing with an inside center. My center does not need dimer. I'm not going to be going too crazy on the pass accuracy. You could play with poppers on this build, shooting centers. You could play with other people. I do from time to time, but I made this specifically to play with inside centers, which are not shooting the ball. So I don't really need pass accuracy. And with a 65 pass accuracy, this is more than enough. Like, even I bail out of passes. I don't know why. I don't even have the bailout badge, but I bail out of shots. Everything is fine with a 65. Then I put my standing dunk to a 40 because that's like the lowest standing dunk package so that I can do standing dunks if I need to. And then I put my free throw at a 67. So this is my build. I'll show you guys the build with the cap breakers on it in a second. If you just skip to this part of the video, you're probably gonna think that this build is absolute trash. You gotta see what happens to it once I put the cap breakers on it. And again, this build is made to play twos with an inside center. I shoot everything. He's in the paint getting the boards. I'm never in the paint dunking or anything. I mean, I can dunk. I can get standing dunks and stuff if I have to, if it's wide open, but this build shoots the lights out and it plays elite defense. And then if we continue, you guys will see we get shades of Kirk Heinrich, Kevin Porter Jr., and Jalen Suggs. The archetype is a two-way off-screen shooter. We got our strengths down there, our weaknesses. You can pause the video, read those if you want. And this is my version of the build with 20 cap breakers. This is what it looks like. You guys can see it. 96 midi, 93 pointer. We got the 85 ball handle, 80 speed of ball, the 97 perimeter, 91 speed, 91 agility. And if we look at the cap breaker screen again, this is where it gets crazy. The ball handle and the speed of ball. There's a bunch of +3s, +2s. We get +12 total to the ball handle, +6 to the speed of a ball. We could get an 83 speed of ball if I want to. And honestly, I might do that because I did actually just hit level 40 now that I think about it. So let me go ahead and claim my cap breaker. And then I don't know if I want to put it there. I don't know if I want to put it there right now because that might be an impulsive decision to just do on the video, but also vertical could be an option, going 85 vertical. So now if you have slightly less cap breakers than me, let's say you have about 15 cap breakers, this is what I would do. Now I'm going to be honest. What I would do is the same thing. Okay, so I was thinking about this for hours, all the different variations of the build. The next version I'm going to show took me so long to think about, but this one was relatively easy, honestly. This is going to be like a 15 cap breaker version of the build. It's the same exact thing, but what you're going to do is you're just not going to put 5 on perimeter. You're just not going to put 5 on perimeter. So you're going to get 5 to ball handle, giving you an 85, 2 to speed of ball, giving you an 80, 5 to midi, which gives you a 96, and then you put 1 to speed, 2 to agility. Even if you have like only 12 cap breakers or 13, you could still do this. Just don't put them on perimeter. Don't put 5 on perimeter. And then also you could just not put them on speed and agility. So if you have 12, 5 to ball handle, 2 to speed of ball, 5 to midi, bang. This is like a 12 to 15 cap breaker version. Okay, now if you have 7 cap breakers or somewhere around there, maybe you have 5, 6, 7, 8 cap breakers, this is what I would do. And this took me hours to do, by the way. I'm not making this build. Subscribe if you guys haven't, because I just did this for you guys, because I know there's a lot of people that watch my videos that don't have a lot of cap breakers, and I wanted to figure out the best way to make this build. So I'm gonna tell you guys right now, this version is gonna have a little bit less D, and it's also gonna have lower vertical. So off the rip, we're gonna lower the vertical. That's gonna be a 77. Now, what was hard with this build, and you guys could even go in right now and try to make it yourself, was finding a way to get glitchy cap breakers. We only have 7 of them for this version, and we want to find how to get the most bang for our buck, how to get some crazy shit, right? I'm just gonna be honest. You got to find a way to get plus 25 to a category or something crazy like that. A category that matters. I'm not talking about plus 30 to close shot. We don't need that. But ball handle, I was tweaking this for a while, like probably like an hour and a half. You go 67 ball handle, then you want to go 70 on the speed of ball. But look, you got to have everything else at the right numbers or it just doesn't work and you don't get the right cap breakers. You're not going to get the +4s, the +3s on your ball handle to get it all the way to an 85. And I had to tweak this. Like a lot of it doesn't even make sense. It doesn't make sense. The builder is like rocket science this year. Drop a like if you agree. And also they gotta put the cap breaker screen in the builder next year. If they don't do that, I don't know what they're doing. So basically we're gonna put our MIDI up to a 95. We're still gonna get the 96 for Hall of Fame Shifty. We are gonna put a cap breaker on our MIDI. Now for whatever reason, if you keep your interior at a 60, you don't get the crazy ball handle cap breakers. It's only gonna give you +1s. So we'd only be able to go to like a 72. But if you put it to a 67, I don't know why. I really don't know why. 66 doesn't do it. You're gonna get +1s if you go 66. But if you go 67 interior, then you get the crazy ball handle cap breakers. And you also have to have your MIDI at the right spot, and you also have to have the O board at a 47. It's weird, bro. The builder's weird. I don't even know how I figured this out. But this build's actually crazy for a 7 cap breaker build. This build right here is crazy, especially if you're gonna play a lot of 2s. I highly recommend. So you're gonna see the driving dunk down to a 51, post control to a 28, and then driving layup to a 56. Agility is gonna go up 1, and you're gonna put your free throw up to a 74. This is what I would do if I had like 5 to 8 cap breakers. This is built for 7. You're gonna put 5 on ball handle, which gives you an 85 ball handle. That's all that you need. And then 1 on speed of ball to get a 75. Then you're gonna put the last one on MIDI to get a 96 MIDI. Now, if you have 8 or 9 or 10 cap breakers, you could put more on speed of ball. You could put 2, maybe even 3 if you want. Or if you have even more cap breakers than that, you could take down your agility and put a cap breaker on agility and then maybe try to get some more vertical, something like that. You could tweak the build, but again, make sure you go ahead and confirm this build. It should be in the builder. I don't know why the cap breaker screen isn't, but make sure you confirm this build, load in on the build, and you have to check the cap breaker screen because you guys can see it here. Again, 5 onto ball handle gives you an 85 ball handle. You guys can see +5, +4, +3, do the math. It's an 85. And then 1 on speed of ball, 75, 1 on MIDI, 96. But if you tweak the build even slightly, like you bring the interior down a little bit for whatever reason, you're gonna get +1s on the ball handle. So you have to make sure that you're getting a +5, +4, +3, all the way to an 85, or you're gonna mess up the build completely. I've seen a lot of people waste VC because they wanted to tweak a YouTuber's build and then it messed up the cap breakers and they were just screwed and they just wasted money. So now I have a beginner version of this build. So if you just picked up the game, maybe you don't even have a build yet and you wanna make this kind of a build, then this is what I would do. So this is a 0 cap breaker version. Even if you have a few cap breakers, you can still go ahead and, you know, find ways to put those cap breakers on this build. I'm gonna tell you guys right now before I even, you know, do the build, this build's gonna have no rebound or vertical. It's just gonna be hard to get everything on this build, right? It's gonna be hard to get everything because the main point of this build, shooting and defense. So I still want to be able to get that, but in order to get that with no cap breakers, you got to sacrifice some stuff. And for me, that's going to be the rebounding. We're going to go 90 speed and 90 agility, which is still insane. Like I remember a lot of day one builds went like 86 speed, 84 speed, maybe even lower. They were going really low, but this being a day one, no cap breaker build right here, getting 90 speed and agility is crazy. I like this a lot. If I even had to use this build, I think I would go crazy on it. So we're going to bring the interior down to a 60. This is going to be our defense. We're gonna have 85 perimeter, 85 steel, 74 block, 60 interior. Pretty good. Now, since we have no cap breakers, we cannot glitch out the ball handle. So this is gonna have to be an 85, which was so expensive. Like I'm so glad that I could cap break it on the other builds because ball handle, getting that up is so expensive. Then you're gonna want the speed of ball at a 75 for silver lightning launch. You guys can see down there at the bottom. And then I wanted to find a way to get the 96 MIDI for Hall of Fame Shifty shooter. And so in order to do that, we have to bring down our finishing. Again, this build is a crazy shooting build. It's a crazy defensive build. So bring the pass accuracy down to 60, 96 on the MIDI. And then with the rest of these attributes, we're gonna get the second tier of dunk packages, which actually, what do I have to change? I think it might be free throw down 1. There we go. Okay, so now we get the 45 standing dunk for the extra standing dunk packages. And this is what I would do if I had no cap breakers. If I was a new player, I would make this build right here. If you wanted to play like me, would I actually make this build? Maybe not. It's a very effective way to play, but it's kind of a skilled way to play. I feel like a lot of beginners would probably want some dunk, although I break a ton of win streaks, go on huge win streaks myself without dunk. I mean, even with this dunk, you're still gonna make it if it's open. You're just not gonna get contact dunk. So it's up to you. I mean, I recommend it. It just depends on your play style. Okay, so look, now we have all the extra stuff that everyone always asks me in my live streams. Yo, what is your dribble move? What's your dunk package? What's your takeover? I'm about to show all of that. Okay, so lock in. As far as the badges go, this is what the build is looking like. We got Legend Shifty, Legend Set Shot. You guys see all the Hall of Fame badges: On Ball Menace, Deadeye, Challenger, Limitless, Lightning Launch, Pick Dodger. Oh my God, we got Legend Off Ball, Hall of Fame Pogo, Hall of Fame Slippery. Take a look at the badge perks. This is what I'm currently running. You definitely want a max +2 Lightning Launch up to Hall of Fame. You want to be as quick as possible. I go shooting specialization. So we have Shifty on Legend and we have a Limitless on Hall of Fame. Set Shot on Legend is one of the best badges. Make sure you have that. We have Slippery up to Hall of Fame. You guys can see the rest. Handles for Days Gold, another really good one. These are the badges that I decided to elevate. And then for my takeover, which is called Twitch Solo_, y'all make sure to follow up. I stream literally every night at 11 p.m. Eastern, link in the description. But we go +15 to speed of ball. I want to be as quick as possible, so I go +15 speed of ball, and then I go Deep Bomber. You could run Hydration Hero, you could run Sharp Take, whatever. It's up to you. It's up to your play style. I'm not gonna lie, y'all have to subscribe. If you made it this far and you're taking my animations, you have to subscribe, because I haven't even dropped some of this stuff yet in dribble move videos, jump shot videos. But here are all of my dribble moves. Y'all gotta get me to 900K, bro. It's only fair. Get me to 900K. I appreciate y'all. But here's the best SIGs in the game, hands down. Put on these dribble moves, put on all of these animations, Pro 2 dribble pull up. You could use D-Book. A lot of people use that. Motion style, I use Jalen Suggs. For my dunks, I go no 2 foot. I mean, this build's not really a dunking build, but we do get the basic one-handers off 1 and 2. So put those on. Standing dunks, we get the basic standing dunk package as I told you, and that's pretty much it. I'm gonna show you guys my new jump shot. I should wait to post this in a jump shot video, but I want y'all to succeed. So again, subscribe, please, because I should wait to put this in a jump shot video, but I got y'all. This has never before been seen, never before been used except by me. And it has me shooting like 80% from the 3, legit, all thumb, no cheating. Base Quentin Grimes, Corver, Gay for the releases. You guys can see the rest. If you want to see me playing with this build, I posted a 1-hour video of me pulling up on huge win streaks. I made like over 1 million VC in the video. Subscribe if you guys haven't, and click the video pop to your screen right now if you want to see it.